Hey everybody, it's Maida, and in this video I'm drawing Static Shock from an old cartoon show that I used to watch on, I think originally it was called Kids WB. I don't think the channel exists anymore. But I saw a post on Facebook celebrating Black History Month and talking about popular black characters in cartoons and anime, and I saw a picture of Static Shock and I was like, oh yeah, I used to watch that show. In fact, I really liked it. And so this week, since it was the first Monday of February, so I guess partially in honor of Black History Month and because I was reminded, I decided I should do Static Shock. Yeah, so I mentioned in the live stream that drawing his hair is kind of interesting because I guess he is supposed to have dreadlocks, but the way it's drawn in the cartoon show doesn't necessarily look like dreadlocks. I thought it'd look slightly more like dreadlocks if I went for the Neo Yokio approach. Yes, I did watch that show. And I thought it was not good, but I could see where it was trying to go towards the end of season 1. But yeah, right now I'm just lining the character. There are a couple moments where I paused to read the chat room during the live stream. Tried to cut that out as best as I could. All in all, the drawing took about 5.5 hours, which is pretty, I guess it's standard for my drawings. I'm not sure what to say here. Oh yes, I decided to draw him without his long jacket trench coat thing. Just so I could focus more on the body, because you can hide a lot in clothes. I mentioned during the live stream that I made him quite thin despite his arms looking a little beefy. Probably should have added some more muscle tone to his back, but that's alright. Speaking of my choice to use his jacketless form, the main reason I chose his second season outfit is because I didn't like the yellow thing on his head that he wore in the first season. They make a joke about it looking like a bra, eventually. But, yeah, and that's why I chose to go with the second season costume. But I actually prefer his white t-shirt with the black logo on it. Not that it matters much in this image, because like I said, it's kind of unfortunate that I chose that pose since it hid his symbol. And here's my attempt at drawing the electricity that he's using. And it was just going to cover his thing, and then I realized, wait a minute, there should be some movement here. I mean, there's a reason I drew him at a diagonal here. So I added a tail end to the lightning stuffs. Running out of things to say. So for this part I just use white on, using the blend mode soft light on Photoshop. I don't know how many other programs have that blending mode, but that's the one I chose to go with, and I have it on 2 separate layers. The big main electricity wave is under everything that's already been colored, and then the small bit on his hand is on a layer above everything that's been colored. Yeah, I changed the line to a darker purple, and then I should be adding a glow here, just to make it look slightly more like light. And yeah, here we go, shading using the technique of Visenia Designs. She says she uses a color on linear burn, so I thought I'd try that as well. Usually I use multiply, but sometimes it ends up kind of flat using the multiply layer mode instead. And yeah, I tried to make it look like there was light coming from the thing that he's sitting on. So hopefully I did okay with that. And I'm adding highlights using using soft light again. And I thought he looked best with purple in the background. Right here, I looked up that he lives in Dakota City. So I stared at this one building and was trying to rotate it in my mind to create a more dynamic scene, because I wanted him to look like he was, just flying around by the building. Sorry, I am a little sniffly. But yeah, constructing the lines was pretty confusing, but I got it eventually. What I actually don't necessarily like is how I did it, how I built everything without lines. Without lines, not without lines, but with the absence of lines. There we go. Because I'm not good at making 3D objects yet, like coloring in actual 3D objects with certain lighting. It's like this one. I tried to use static as the main light source here, but probably was not very successful. But I think it looked decent enough for what it was. And then you'll see at the end that I actually blur this building, do a motion blur to add more, to add a little bit more action. So I guess the minimal effort that I put in is kind of good enough. My motto, my mantra. And right here is I'm trying to build a fire escape. Although logically, a fire escape should have been the same color as the rails, because it should have all been the same type of metal. But this is an afterthought. The image is already complete, so I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'll just keep it in mind for the next time that I create what did I just call it? A fire escape staircase thing. But yeah. Oh, I guess logically, well, whatever, it can be like that. Yeah, no. Based on the building, that purple corner right up there should actually have been a colored part of the building. That's like the center part of the building right there. But, oh well. Oh well. I'm not one for exact details. Clearly, look at those rails. rail guards. But like I said, it looks basically good enough, especially since the focus is on the character and not the scene. That's my cop-out, just so you know. Yeah. I do adjust the colors to make it more purple, because he just wasn't standing out that much in the original colors that I put the building in. Okay, so here is the final image. You'll see my watermark there at the bottom corner, by the way. I downloaded a new video software called OpenShot, but I'm having issues with it because it seems to be really slow. Like, this video took like maybe 6 hours to process, and then I was like, okay, I can't do anything else in OpenShot video. I have to just go back and use Movie Maker, because that's definitely going to take less time no matter what. So yeah, I do have to fix the little YouTube icon, because YouTube's icon is now just a play button. But I think it looks okay. It's just, you know, me flaunting my social medias and support accounts. No big deal. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of my interpretation of Static Shock, and I don't know, let me know if you guys like the show, and if you can think of any other famous black characters in cartoon and anime that you think are cool. Go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I will look them up and see, because the anime and cartoons that I watch lately don't really have that many good black characters. Well, that is almost everything for me. Something I've neglected to mention is that I fixed my Patreon tiers so that, you know, $1 patrons get early access to my projects and things, but then if you pay $3 a month, then you get access to line art files and the full PSD files for most of my work. So yeah, if you guys are interested in finding a way to support me, or interested in seeing cool things, and are willing to spend a couple bucks a month, go ahead and head over to my Patreon account. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.